Well, it's the holiday season. Hey everybody, it's Kate. Hi everybody, it's Kate. I'm really excited to share this recipe with you today. It's the holidays, you're going to be making a lot of pie, so you're going to need an excellent pie crust recipe. I got that for you today. You only need a few ingredients. 2 cups of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of butter, really cold, and we're going to chop that up really small, and 6 tablespoons of ice water. All right, let's get started. Okay, first in the food processor, we need 2 cups of flour and our 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Good. And we're just gonna pulse this to make sure the salt is mixed in. Now let's get our very, very cold butter. Sometimes I put the butter in the freezer for a little bit before I get started doing this, but I just pulled this from the fridge. We're just gonna work quickly. Cold butter is very important for pie crust making. It is responsible for the flakiness in the dough. So then I'm just gonna flip these. I cut them into thirds, see? And I'm just gonna pile them up and flip it over and cut it into thirds again. Okay, and then the last way we cut it is into little cubes. All right, and now our cubes, we're going to sprinkle into the flour here, and I'm going to coat these cubes in flour so that the cubes aren't sticking together. And then add some more and coat those. Be careful I don't touch the food processor blade. All right, we've got our 2 sticks of super cold butter in there. And now we're going to throw the lid on and pulse. And we're going to pulse this until it feels kind of like sand. So I still have some rather large pieces of butter in here. I'm going to give it a few more pulses just to take it down a little smaller before we add the water. We're making a great flour mess here. Yeah, so that's nice, small particles of butter. It's like grated Parmesan, kind of. Okay, we've got our pulsed, sandy-like butter flour mixture here with the salt. And now I'm gonna add 6 tablespoons of ice water because remember, cold butter, coldness is important for flakiness. Okay, here we go. 1. Work quickly. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here so I can tell you that now that we have our 6 tablespoons of water in here, I'm going to pulse it and run it kind of interchangeably until I make kind of a nice ball. And we're almost there, actually. It's really starting to form into a solid piece of dough. But we're gonna stop it before we get to a solid piece of dough and bring it together with our hands on a pastry cloth. Here we go. All right, we're done. When it starts to make that rumbling sound, you know you've got hard dough in there, so we don't wanna go too far. Let's take it out of the food processor and dump it onto our cloth here. Ooh, that looks great. Now, we're gonna not touch this a whole lot, but we do have to make it into a solid mass. So I'm just kind of collecting the crumbs with the ball here and smashing the loose parts in together, working kind of quickly. Okay, so now that my ball is together, it's got a little bit of crackiness. I'm just gonna finish kind of bringing that crackiness together so it's a little smoother. And I want it to be some kind of symmetrical shape. I kind of like to make, I kind of like to make a long oval shape like that. And then I'm just going to cut this lump in half because great news, we actually made 2 pie crusts so that we can put a gorgeous lattice top on a pie, or we can make 2 pumpkin pies, 2 galettes. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so now I'm just making them into circular puck style lumps. Nice and round so that when I get ready to roll them out, they're already round for me. Okay, now we just need some saran wrap. Be right back. So we'll just make sure the plastic is tightly touching all sides of the dough so that it can't dry out. We'll just push it down around all the sides. And easy as that, folks. You got yourself some beautiful all butter pie crust. Now I'm gonna put them in the fridge immediately. Okay, we've got our pie crust in the refrigerator. We're gonna refrigerate for at least 2 hours. This is going to contribute to a nice flaky tender crust in the end. After the 2 hours is up, the world is your oyster. Make pies, make galettes, make chicken pot pies. You're gonna love this crust recipe. I can't wait for you to try it. So, thanks for hanging out with me in the kitchen today on Winging It in the Kitchen with Kate. This makes me feel like a Christmas elf.